So, a warm welcome to everybody still here. Last presentation of the master programs at Het. For your information, I'm going to do this presentation in English because the master programs are in English and in French. Please also make a sign in case you need certain traduction, certain help. So, a warm welcome to the presentation of the Master in Fashion, Accessory and Jewelry, as well as Horlogerie, Watch Design, which belongs to our Master program, however, is a class for itself. So you're going to see it in the presentation, but it's another own little class. So my name is Christine Roche. I'm responsible for the graduation year of the master program, so the second year. And on behalf of our entire master team, I welcome you, and I will hopefully successfully present you and convince you for this master program. The team is Lutz Weller, who is the responsible of our department, running an own brand and leading the first semester of the master also. We have Aude Feller, who is responsible for theory, leading also the master thesis then with you guys in the master program. We have Emilie Meldem, designer, also outside of Het, who is teaching. Zoe Marmier, who is assisting the program. And then, next to us, internal team, we have really a broad variety of experts coming from the industry. I would say this is really the exceptional aspect of our master program, having experts from all different fields. You're going to see in a bit who is coming in what fields. But let's first go through the infrastructure. You know, the Het campus with the amazing different ateliers, the pools that every student, master student has access to. I would say it's quite an exceptional infrastructure and equipment, that machinery, technology that you have access to. Hopefully you could go around and visit those pools and ateliers. So you have seen the red building, which is the main campus with the different ateliers. You have seen the blue building next door, and we have a third location, which is the old traditional, it's not the building des Beaux-Arts, it's the École des Arts Industriels, so a historic building next to the train station, which is also quite handy for many people who come there and travel there. Obviously, there we have, because we have a bachelor in fashion and the bachelor in jewelry, we have very good infrastructure in everything that is sewing, leather, etc. But we have also quite an exceptional jewelry atelier with the entire equipment. I hope you could visit also today. Yeah, as I said, what distinguishes, I think, this master program is really the guest lecturers we have. We have from the fashion industry, might it be really big corporate luxury companies, head of designs, designers in these houses, but we also invite people who have run their own brand, because it's a complete different, not only design, but also business approach. We invite people coming more from theory or writing, journalists, press. Of course, we have people touching on the level of image, so art direction. We invite people for presentation, because it's not quite the profession you learn, but it's part of doing fashion also. We have, of course, specialists in technical terms. Might it be pattern cutting, jewelry making, accessory making, because they are different professions. So, of course, you have individual support on this level, whatever you might work on. Let me sketch a little bit the years from the program. The first year, 2 semesters are built on very short projects. You see there are 5 different ones. So they're quick, speedy, and refreshing, often with different people from the outside world. In the past, it was often also collaborations with brands. Might it be Hermès, might it be Camper, might it be November magazine, might it be, what else do we have? Balli, for example. So it's really developing an own, developing different methodologies and think for a brand in order and build up your competences in order then, in the end of the year, to develop your own aesthetic, your very own approach to fashion. An important thing probably is to mention that the headmaster program really welcomes a beautiful diversity of fashion, accessory, or jewelry design. You are free to work very, very artistic or very commercial, because we believe that you have very diverse possibilities for professional futures afterwards. The classic ones are fashion brands, to work for fashion brands in fashion teams or accessory teams or jewelry teams, but of course, some might want to build their own brand. Other professional path is on stage, theater, opera. Other is writing. Some of our students would go into journalism rather. So we believe the master is really there to find your specialization for your future path. So the second year really builds on your own graduation project, leading you towards your professional future. It goes very quick, 2 semesters before you kick off into your professional life. So the first semester really wants you to research broad, develop techniques, research in material, build up ideas. These are complex processes also. And then the second semester, of course, is really there to condensate everything and make sense within a collection. A collection of fashion, garments that circles around the body in the movement, but also could be a collection of accessory or jewelry, more perceived as objects, of course. I would like to underline, in the master, of course, you do the creative project. We call it a collection, but as said, it can take quite artistic forms also. But you also need to hand in a theoretical work. So we call it a thesis. Obviously, doing a master's degree, you need to complete both. Here we described a bit the competences you're gonna acquire, you're gonna build up. Here more a word about the theory courses. beginning from the Master 1, you will have theory courses with different thinkers coming from different fields, of course, but also conferences. Might it be people more from the scientific field, more from academic field, let's say, or also people really specialized in fashion in itself. So it could also touch upon question of business, yes. However, I think it's also good to name here that our master is not really built on a business fashion course. It is an aspect, but it is not dedicated to the business aspect as you have other courses in London, for example. You all might know that each year the head shows the bachelor and the master collections at a big event, the head défilé, which is usually, of course, a collaboration between the departments for the whole scenography, for the whole show setup, with the fashion department for the presentations, the show, and of course also the graphic department for the poster, for example. And this is already a first platform for the very young, freshly baked designers to have a visibility, to go outside and to meet quite a big jury, making first connections going outside, going forward. In the juries, we invite through the year, but also at the head défilé. Of course, there are designers, head of designs, so the teams that you might want to apply to, but also headhunters, press, people from press, PR, being able to make links and connect the young designers for the first jobs, internships, opportunities for visibility, magazines, etc. You see what is written. Every year there's a head défilé, 2 shows welcoming 2,000 people. Of course, families, friends who supported students all the way, but also professionals. Maybe also shops that are interested in young talents, etc. And you see the head collaborates with different associations for prizes. That is very exciting for students to get. Some are money prize, some might invite a student to produce certain pieces and already, in that case, experience the whole process of what it means to actually have an idea and bring it on the market. An absolute legitimate question is what to do after such a master study. As mentioned, different ways possible. There are competitions, grants, and awards going on. It is on a national level, on a level of cantonal, how do you say, more local level, but of course also international level. Private grants also that students then apply. When you apply for jobs, it will be then, again, often in very specialized fields. We have named here a few. Some go into menswear, womenswear, accessory, knitwear, production, textile, even photojournalism or set design. So you see here already, thinking a bit in the future, although you might not know precisely, some know precisely what they want to do after the master, some will figure out, but it helps you to actually shape your master project, because this will fuel your portfolio and your first steps into the profession. Here we have just some, I would say, nice visuals of some individual project. In that case, is from Camille Combremont, who did a master's in accessory. She also came from accessory and won the IR accessory prize at IR in France. She also won the private Hans Wilsdorf Foundation Prize, which is quite a big sum of money to kick off her future, professional future. Here you see a project from Jérémy Curat, who entered the master degree knowing he wants to kick off his own brand. So we steer it during the program already towards this goal. He indeed then won the head La Redoute Prize and was challenged to do some women's wear pieces while he actually presented a menswear collection. So it's not by specializing that you would exclude opportunities, but you rather become really an expert and really good in one field, which then proves that you are ready for the design world. A very short word about the watch design, which, as I said, is another class. I hear, and it's a good news for those interested, I hear that often mostly, students in the master watch design class are already finding jobs during the studies. It means that there is a market and demand. And it's Valerie Ursenbach who is responsible for that class. So I would say any specific questions you might have about this jewelry master, please write to Valerie directly. I see this slide summarizes the next steps in case of interest for the application. The deadline is end of March. Maybe a short word about that. What applications do we get? Of course, we get fashion designers coming from fashion schools, very international, by the way, a lot from Geneva, Basel, of course, from France, but also from Asia. We had students from Japan, China, Thailand, etc. But we also have applications from people who already worked and want to come back and use this master degree to specialize, to give a kick, to have an opportunity again to build something very solid for the future. We also had applications from people who do not have a fashion nor an accessory or a jewelry background. So it's not impossible to do a diagonal, I would say, professional continuation. It will be challenging, of course, because these students will acquire a lot in a very short time, but we have cases, very successful cases that managed, coming from interior architecture into our course and winning prizes, bringing a lot of knowledge from other fields and knowing then to apply it to the construction of the body and the materializations we work with. I'm saying this to also maybe already answer to certain questions you might have, how we select. So the selection, of course, is based on, well, I would recommend you guys to make a portfolio that is very unique in the sense of personal, not general, but personal, and very, very edited already. Show a variety, a richness, yes, but you also try also in a master to show that you see where potential lies and what projects connect and what projects make sense. So you do not only need to show fashion or jewelry or accessory projects. It's rather to show what position as a designer you are already or you want to go towards to. Yeah, I hope to already give with that explanation a little bit of an idea where the portfolio or how a portfolio can look, because we had many questions about that last year. Here you have also still the social media sites and the websites. And let me check. Aha, that was already the last page. How can I just try to go back? That's the page I want to go to. I would say, happy to take any questions if there might be. Can be of any nature, doesn't matter really. Or maybe something that was not clear, something I forgot, probably because we made an abstract summary. Please.
Thank you. I just have a question about the portfolio. You said you don't want like only fashion project. So if we had, because personally I have a background in industrial design, and I wanted to go more into fashion, or maybe I have like some project that are a bit in between. So if I put like some very industrial project that I've done and some fashion project that I've done for myself, I mean, it's quite good also for you to have this kind of mixed, I don't know.
Thank you for this question. Try to think that way. How can you bring forward or how can you really value what you have done until now and connect it and show your motivation why you want to enter into this course. So show your competences with the existing projects you bring along, edit probably, you might not want to show everything, but try to think what makes sense and connect it with what would be your entry point. What is also your distinguished motivation to do this course? And then, of course, the course, the course welcomes fashion, so garment, but also accessory, maybe more object or jewelry. So it's interesting that you make basically the connection between those two instead of just showing one. Because I could imagine if you just show fashion, we might wonder where the previous experience lies. And if you just show industrial design, then we might wonder what's your motivation or what you want to go to and win in this course. I hope I answered your question, because of course I don't see now the individual project, but yeah, is that good? Great. You have another question? Oh, we have a second mic.
Hello. I think you touched upon it really quick in the end, but my question is, in the best scenario, what would the students bring to the course, and with what would they leave the course?
let's start with how they leave the course, or how students leave the course. So what is our goal in this program? Of course, the goal is to really bring you and guide you to your professional future. So not only gathering and completing competences, but also really rising the quality of it. And comes with experience, but it also comes with being able to connect competences. So in that sense, people bringing very diverse backgrounds, it will be also quite an individual, on individual level, the challenge. But the goal is to of course, we're very ambitious, let's say. The goal is to really, that you find yourself a very strong design position that enables you to kick off your profession, that way you not only earn money and have a contract, but also find in a way with what you want to do and what you're good in. In an ideal world, what you bring, let me think what's the best answer. I'm going to say something maybe slightly abstract or spiritual. I think you should bring a lot of curiosity and also smartness, how you will work with all the competences that are offered to you. It's not a bachelor program which is built like a little study plan and you're taken by the hand. You have a lot of different formats with experts, so you're working on a design level with experts, and so it's a lot about also being able to learn methodologies and to apply it for your project. So what you should bring, yes, talent in a way, sensitivity, creative sensitivity, a certain understanding of what today's design or artistic world is going on, a certain contemporary understanding. A lot of people also read a lot, you know, it's connected, word and hand is connected in a way. You probably bring previous studies in a certain field, but what will make you drive is really also the hunger to learn and to experiment, because in a way it's an offer and a platform to explore and grow, which you will not have necessarily in the professional life afterwards anymore. Did I answer correctly? Because here we have a master student with us. Would you like to complete and add something?
I think what do you want me to say about that? Like my experience?
Oh, what is important to bring as a master student? What is required?
I would say, in my personal point of view, I did law studies before, history and law studies, then studied at the bachelor at Head. And so in my portfolio and my personal curriculum vitae, I really try to explain this and how I combined it today in my personal work. So I think it makes a difference to have this kind of very personal thing to add it to the profile, and this is what makes it more seductive, I think. More, yeah.
And the technical knowledges you acquired during the course. No, the technical, you know, the pattern, the cutting, etc. You didn't bring all that, you know, you learned.
I think I learned it during my 3 years bachelor, and try now to deepen it, but like very personally as well.
And we have a lot of, as you said, a lot of external professionals that come during the Masters 1 program, and it makes it more exciting to learn from very different professionals, modelists. I'm thinking about Andrea, who's like Andrea. Yeah, so every professional brings his own point of view, and you can easily find yourself in each one, and try to find your own methodology, following their methodology, and then you find yourself, and it makes it very rich as a master's program, I think.
Maybe, but also about this question, just checking the time, about this question, what to bring. Yes, of course, the more technical knowledge you bring, might it be pattern cutting, making jewelry, accessories, etc., the better, because you can build on it and you become really agile and good in it. However, as I said before, just to give you one example, we had different profiles before who never did fashion before and just find their way, learn a lot during the masters to find somehow their own approach to pattern cutting. It is intense, we have to be honest, because we don't, in the master, you don't have foundation courses anymore. We just cannot provide it. So whenever you don't bring certain technical knowledge, just be ready to really acquire it on a very independent base. Of course, we provide a lot of support, but we don't provide the basic courses anyway. That's what distinguishes the master from a bachelor. So I just hope I could also concretely answer on this technical question. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
I think we can take a last question. Please.
I was curious about the workshops with external professionals.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask if you already know what kind of subjects or specializations are they going to bring for the next year?
For the next year.
Not asking the names of the professionals, but maybe
Subject.
yeah. So or exactly what they brought the last year, and if you're going to follow that as a guideline.
Okay, thank you for the question. I tried to, in order to give you a clear answer, I tried to make the difference between Master 1, Master first year, and the Master 2, the second year. Slightly different. So in the past, the Master 1 was really built on studio collaborations. It means going outside of the walls of head, going into the industry and work as companies, such as I said before, Hermes, Bali, Camper shoe company, etc., etc., and doing collaborations and production there. On the second year, however, you have workshops that should really be in the service of your own project. For example, I just name one that we just had now. I'm not talking about the future, but now. We invited for a week Laura and Dana Fanning, who are the women designer of Kiko Konstantinov in Paris. Young, very talented designers for a styling workshop. So it's in the end of the semester where you bring your collection and then you kind of take a distance and re-see, re-evaluate, recompose your whole project. This in combination, the whole workshop was in combination with Florine Bonaventure, who is not a designer, fashion designer, but an art director, so graphic design. And she worked with Gentlewoman, now with Phoebe Philo, etc. So she is a very sharp-eyed person. So this styling workshop and image creation workshop really enabled students to create a more global view on the project, and not, in the beginning you start to build one after the other, and it helps you really to zoom out, compose the whole project from head to toe in all the different layers, and come to a verbal conclusion, also some sort of, in the industry it will be called a press release or something like that. So this is one workshop that people come from the outside and you have a certain methodology how you work, but it's in favor of your project. That's the goal in a way. It should not be separate. Could I give you an idea about how a workshop like that could look like in the Master 2? Yeah?
I was maybe more interested also in the specific
topics,
exactly.
Yeah.
Like accessories, pattern cutting.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I thought topics in terms of, sustainability or content topics. But just to answer again to your input, the Master 1 certainly, but also the Master 2 tries to offer workshops on all levels. So first of all, for all profession, fashion, accessory, jewelry, but also on all the levels of creation. So idea to shape to material, so idea to 2D to 3D, but also a workshop then on image or presentation. That different kind of etape. So it's not just one or two workshops, it's always going through all the professions on all levels within the timeline, within the process. So you have multiple or different workshops in that sense, which are, offering you different insights. Could I give you an answer slightly?
Yes. Okay,
Great. Thank you very much. I want to thank everybody who was here and for the great questions. And I would say, wish you a lovely evening, good weekend, and hopefully to see your admissions soon. Don't hesitate if you have further questions to write to us or talk to students, because they give you the best insight, the positive, passionate ones, but also critical views. It's a living organism and we try to improve all the time. I would love to see some faces back at the admission. Thank you very much and have a good evening.